Yeah, guys, I want you to have a perspective again of another thing that is going on. It's all religio, you know what I'm saying? And this is for entertainment and educational purposes only, you know what I'm saying? YouTube. And we're talking about the Kushites, the Ethiopian community protest. And that's something I want to read just for you to have an idea of how insensitive, how nonsensical the whole thing is to me and to you if you do your research. And that the two, okay, let's read the the files that they have there, you know what I'm saying? And why these Kushites are the Ethiopian Jews and they are protesting something for rights, you know what I'm saying? The God is not giving rights. So the history of the immigration and absorption of Ethiopian Jews in Israel epitomizes the best and the worst of Israeli society. So I don't understand until today the Ethiopian Jews, okay, since they are Cushites, they are not Israelites. Understand that? So according to the Bible, they Cush. And Cush is not an Israelite. He's not a Jew. It's different bloodline. But today they're saying that all these Negroes are Cush, are all Israelites, are all Jews. Everybody is a Jew. You know what I'm saying? If not Jews. To its Zionist dream of being a heaven Jew, you know what I'm saying? And to this Zionist dream of being a heaven for Jews, the Jewish state embarked on risky and expensive rescue operations in 1980s and 1990s. This brought tens of thousands of Jews from remote parts of Ethiopia who had suffered from religious persecution, famine, and civil wars. So, okay, perhaps that was a good reason to assume that nationality. Yet, when they arrived in Israel, these distinctive people faced appalling discrimination, racism, and lack of empathy for their hardships in Ethiopia and during their journey to Israel. Yeah, but I think there are two different bloodlines playing the same thing, and of course, there will be conflict. Moreover, this was exacerbated by the mixture of bureaucratic insensitivity and incompetence. The uncharacteristic violence seen recently during demonstrations by members of the Ethiopian community in Israel was a direct result of years of accumulated frustration against the state and especially the police. So they've been beaten by the police. They've been oppressed by the police. They've been shot down. They can have all the rights that they want, as it seems. Yeah, the unprovoked beating up by policemen of Damas, Fekede, an Ethiopian Israeli soldier in uniform, could well serve as much necessary wake-up call for Israeli society to change quickly and radically its treatment of the 130,000 Israeli citizens and their descendants who immigrated from Ethiopia. So that's slavery, people going down in there. People immigrated over there and now they're in slavery. That's what I told you what Yahweh do, man. And the whole doctrine resumes to oppression. And there's no way you're gonna have two people, two very different people. Ethiopians are dark, are the most dark Negroes that you can see. And they're going to go there and everything gonna be all right? Mm-hmm. A ceremony remembering those Ethiopians who died on their way to Israel. God damn. I'll be damned. People died going there, people. This is serious. It's more serious than we know. But somebody's got to explain these things because I don't see nobody. Who are the Ethiopian Jews? The main challenge in tracing the origins of Jewish presence in Ethiopia is the lack of reliable accounts. Consequently, there are several versions regarding the origins of the Ethiopian Jews, or as they are historically known, better Israel, House of Israel. They are also House of Israel people. So you got the Ethiopians claiming House of Israel, and then you got the Hamites claiming House of Israel, and then you got the so-called Israelites claiming House of Israel. All these Negroes, everybody's Religio. One school of thought claims that Ethiopian Jews are descendants of the lost Hebrew Dan tribe. Tribe of Dan? Okay, I'm not going to comment. An alternative explanation asserts that Beta Israel community may be the descendants of the entourage and accompanied by Menelik I, the son of King Solomon and Queen Sheba. So they find a way to insert themselves in. They find a way to turn the book into their own history, people. So the Ethiopians are saying that they are descendants of people from the Bible. You know what that means? Finally, leaders from within the community argue that Ethiopian Jews are descendants of Jews who left the conquered kingdom of Judah for Egypt following the destruction of the first temple in 586 BC. So if you left and you were that dark and you are descendants of so-called dark Jews, and you come back and they are white, you could never descended from them, but you there with them, claiming the same thing. This is crazy, people. Trying to understand how they, you know, how can they click? I don't get it. How can these dark people click with the white people that is there claiming that they are the real Jews? And then you got these black, dark Ethiopian Jews as well in there claiming descendancy of them. It makes no sense. For centuries until 20th century, Ethiopian Jews were completely isolated from Jewish communities in other parts of the world, yet they adhered to the biblical Judaism for many centuries. See that? They adhered to. It was given to them. You understand that? So somebody created and gave it to them. And they adhered to that, and they claim that this is their history, like these Negroes, Israelite Negroes, Black American Negroes, or so-called African American Negroes. They claim all to be Jewish. They all claim to be Jews. Yeah, many are Jews, not Jews, but they claim to be Jews. And there's a problem with that because the whole Africa is divided because of that. These Negroes are going to claim they are better than the other Negroes in Africa because they are descendants of the chosen people. You understand the game? And so the other ones. And the Hamites is to get the beating, you know. How did they arrive in Israel? It was Prime Minister, of course, they got them there. Prime Minister Manachan Begin, after he came to power in 1977, who first opened the country to Ethiopian Jews. It was a response to the threat to the community from famine political unrest, and hostility of self-proclaimed Marxist-Leninist regime led by Colonel Mengistu Haile Mariam. So there was a devil creating regimes and wars, and they managed to move all this cattle over there. That's what the point is. Initially, the Israeli Secret Service, Mossad, organized the immigration through refugee camps in Sudan. You see that? It was all a plan. So they create a war, they have a lot of people moving back and forth, and then they settle them somewhere, and they call them. This resulted in the arrival of about 7,000 Ethiopian Jews in Israel. You see that? So they were a result of for some Religio war, okay? And it was all a Religio plan to move them there. They didn't move there by their own from where they were. They moved because they beat them. They were at war. They had to run. So they ran and assumed a new identity, it seems. In later years, Israeli security services embarked on even more daring operations codenamed Operation Moses in 1984-85 to 1985, and Operation Salmon in 1991, which rescued a further 20,000 Jews people. They keep bringing more people into that land, next to the Palestinian land. With the end of Mengistu's regime, which was meant to create that, it became easier for Jews to immigrate from Ethiopia, and by the end of 90s, about 90,000 of the Beta Israel community had arrived in Israel, people. 90,000. That's a lot of people. You know, it is a lot of people. A lot of niggers. 90,000. Well, what are the root causes of tensions? Only 30 years after arrival of the first Ethiopian Jews in Israel and following recent violent clashes with the police, there is a broad acknowledgement that the state failed appallingly in absorbing the Jewish Ethiopian community. See that? So the plan didn't go according to plan. They didn't absorb, they didn't mix in. I told you, different bloodline. There's going to be a complex here. There's going to be a conflict. To begin with, there was a lack of empathy in Israeli society for the hardships involved in leaving behind homes, relatives, and friends who could not make the journey, not to mention the loss of family members and friends on the hazardous journey. So they were going to a hazard, very, risking their life just to get there, people. This is crazy. Upon their arrival in Jewish state, they met the inherent Israeli paradoxes involved in absorbing Jewish immigrants. They were welcomed and granted the basic needs of accommodation, healthcare, education, and general welfare. However, this was done without sensitivity to their specific conditions, and from the outset they faced the discrimination and racism from the Israeli establishments. You see, it's all the simulation. The racism is there, everything is there, but they came to the land of their ancestors, the land of Yahweh, the land of God, and racism still there, because Yahweh, I told you, is a racist God himself. He's God chosen people. Everybody else is a piece of shit. Many of the religious establishments even dared to question their Judaism. I will question that too, to be honest. One of the early incidents that exposed this approach was the revelation in the 90s that the Israeli National Blood Bank had routinely destroyed blood donated by Ethiopian Israelis for fear of HIV. And the blood is the soul. But let's then give the soul and let's throw it away and be soulless, isn't it? It sent a message of exclusion from the rest of the Israeli society. The failure to absorb the Ethiopian Jews in the failure to fully and genuinely integrate them into Israeli society, for instance, while Ethiopian Israeli school children comprise only 2% of Israeli pupils, most of them study at schools that are predominantly Ethiopian. Worse still, their attainment in school is much poorer than the general population, which blocks their path to academic success. Many of the Ethiopian Israelis live in the periphery of society that already grapples with issues of employment and scarce public resources. This makes it more difficult for them to integrate and causes friction with the more veteran population. Ethiopian Jews suffer from the highest poverty rate among the Jews in Israel and suffer much higher levels of police stop search, arrests, and incarceration. Oh, I thought we were all brothers and sisters down there. Same God, same policy, but hold on. Some people must be stopped and searched and arrested by, you know, and this is righteous kingdom they building, right? It was the cycle of discrimination, racism, poverty, hopelessness, and higher level of law breaking that led to the recent clashes in the streets of Israeli cities between Ethiopian Israelis and the police. This challenges Israel to look in the mirror and correct the way it treats a vulnerable segment of population within its own society. So what I see here is that so-called Israel is a divided country. Yeah, it's got different people there claiming to be Israelites, and there are other ones that want to go there. You know, they're just waiting for the invite. Got a lot of niggas I know, they're just waiting for the invite when they tell them it's okay, you can come. They all going there. You know what I'm saying? But it's a different country full of different people claiming the same God. But the God is not righteous. Okay? He has elite people, then he has the slaves. And he has racism and discrimination. And things like war, that's what they do there. Just like what they do in Ukraine and everything is same theology, same science, same religion, war, discrimination. They're not building nothing there. That's all I have to tell you today. I'm gonna finish this video soon. How long is this? Yeah, it's long enough. But I just want to tell you guys that they're not doing anything in these lands other than trouble. Yeah, you got these Ethiopians in there claiming to be Jews because 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 probably they have nowhere else to go. And since some conflict they broke there, they forced them to go over there. Don't forget that. They didn't go there by, they went there by invite and they claiming some nationality that they not accepted. They let them in and everything. See if this makes sense. They let them in and everything, settle them up and everything, but they don't accept their ID. They they doubt it. Even I doubt it. How can they be Jews when they are Kush? But if they are not Jews, why do you vote them in? And why they think they Jews? They were told they Jews. But who are they now? They now don't know who they are, do they? These are the things that are happening in Africa. The Africans don't know who they are. They are told they are the religion, and then they assume the Religio ID, and that's all they do. They are Religio. That's it, man. I love you all. You're not gonna go nowhere like this. Yeah. All this amalgamation is going to be in conflict. It's going to be destruction to the road. Nothing else gonna good is gonna come out of this mix up, the religious mix up of Yahweh, because it's meant is set for destruction. All that stuff. Got two different people at least, and other people involved now. Yeah, they're attacking their country. To what? You left Ethiopia, you went there, and now there's no space for the Palestinians, is it? I don't care, man. This is their whole religion. You guys do what you gotta do, but I'm all showing to the righteous people what's going on out there is a confusion, nonsensical, and again another event that you see Africans being taken for fools and religious and being manipulated, controlled, and being in need because they have nothing there. They're not in control of nothing. You understand that? They just, you could call them slaves of Yahweh, servants. And they enclosed in a portion of land, and they have so much resources, they trapped. Yeah. And they risked their life. Many died to just get there, people. This is craziness. I don't even want to be talking about this, man. It's so scary and creepy. That's it, man. I'm gonna stop, man. Just think about these things, what's going on in the world, and think about how this gonna deteriorate. Yeah, it's going. This Palestinian thing is not even nothing yet. Yeah, don't forget these people themselves are divided inside there. It's a confusion going on, and God created the confusion and the destruction. That's it, man. I love you all. Keep the instructions. Peace.